This is very interesting. So he's posted out last week. Tomorrow, this is from Nayib Bukele, a regular feature on this show as well. Tomorrow, 32 central banks and 12 financial authorities, 44 countries, will meet in El Salvador to discuss financial inclusion, digital economy, banking, the unbanked, the Bitcoin rollout, and its benefits to our country. That is fucking huge, man. That is huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy because it's almost like you have two chapters. You have the banks that aren't in the in crowd, the countries, the nations that aren't in the in crowd. So they're sort of like the the enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of thing. It's like I don't trust any bank, any country, really, any government at all, not as far as I can throw them. However, it's becoming very obvious, at least for Bitcoiners, that a lot of these countries are not on the end, and it's sort of like Bitcoin is a valuable tool for them. So it's such an interesting game theory dynamic where you have opposing forces coming together. We had this a little bit with the Steam Hustle takeover, where you have people who normally wouldn't mesh. You know, freedom-loving, libertarian, centralized governments, big banks coming together for a common cause. But that proves what Bitcoin's worth is, right? Use Bitcoin regardless if your enemy uses it or not, because it's Bitcoin. It's valuable.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when these central bankers come to your country, it's not like they're coming to find out. It's a political statement, right? You don't send your ambassador and your financial institution to a country to just find out about something, right? This is like it's like a done deal.
Crypto conference.
Right. This is like the countries have agreed because for a country to make that move, it's a political statement. So they can't do it not really and then have to say, oh, we didn't really know. This is almost like an alliance of countries that have come together and said, you know what, we are open to this and we are going to follow Bukele's model. And these countries are all countries that have had problems with the US dollar in the past.
So last week I was away and I was actually on a boat, a yacht, a very strange, huge catamaran that someone that I know has bought, and it's in the process of transitioning from French flag to Panamanian because 70% of the world's ships are registered in Panama, and as luck would have it, I think 2 weeks ago, basically Panama announced that they were moving towards Bitcoin as a legal tender. And the guy who bought this very strange yacht, he has been in the process of trying to do the flagging of the ship, to transfer the flag from France to Panama. And he's been trying to pay a lawyer in Panama $1,050. Not a big amount of money, but twice he had 2 international transfers fail, one via the European banking system, one via the North American banking system, and both payments returned because he was trying to pay some Panamanian bank and it had routing and it was routed via Chase in New York, and the international banking system has become a complete catastrophe. So eventually, after Panama announced that they were looking at Bitcoin properly, my friend eventually got this guy to agree to open a Bitcoin wallet, his first Bitcoin wallet for this Panamanian lawyer. And he sent him Bitcoin, full, main chain transaction. And of course, it was there in 8 minutes, confirmed in the next block. Thank you very much. Job done. And that's how we win. Because 3 weeks he'd been trying to pay this lawyer. And there was no maliciousness to it. He wasn't delaying paying the guy. It was just freaking impossible because the international banking system is a catastrophe. And that's just and that's Bitcoin main chain. You can still use it for this kind of stuff. You don't need Lightning or any of this other nonsense because the fees were 15 cents or something. But it wasn't about the fees. It was about, this is now a lawyer in Panama who suddenly gets it. He understands, international people can pay me and the banks don't stop it.
Yeah, the more people I hire on sites like Upwork, they're like, hey, can you pay me off of Upwork and crypto because they take a long time, it takes forever, they take a big cut. And I think the difficulty is for them a feature because they want to control the money flow. They want to know where it's going.
Exactly.
And they want to make it as difficult for people to send money out to other people, especially quote unquote third world countries. It seems to be impossible to do banking there for whatever reason. But, Bitcoin did it, no problem. Leapfrog needing to build banks anywhere, which is huge.